Hi guys, back here with another video. Today's video I'm going to be sharing 3 funny stories from growing up. These 3 stories are from my teenage years. I do hope they bring some joy and laughter. Certainly still make me laugh, so I hope they make you guys laugh as well. So guys, let's start. I'm just going to change the name of the people who are in these stories just so it protects them. But let's go and start talking. So story number 1, let's rewind the clock to when I was about 14. Yeah, I'm certain that I was around 14. Me and my friend, I'm just going to call her Daisy, me and Daisy went out up to the local paper shop and to the fish shop, and there is a telephone box, you know, don't even know if you can still get them, but back when I was 14 there was telephone boxes. So we're like, well, let's like prank call some people. Like, who should we prank call? Well, nobody better than our retired minister, perhaps, or reverend, who was our Sunday school teacher for many years. Yeah, okay, so we just thought, well, what could be the worst can happen? So we do that, we ring him up, try to do different accents, and we but ended up killing myself laughing. Anyways, hung up, popped into the fish shop, got the stuff we needed at the fish shop, headed back home. Home isn't even that far away, it's about 2 or 3 minutes away down the street. Not even 2-3 minutes away, like a minute away if you just go down the street basically. We just arrive home, and oh my goodness, what do we see? We see the Reverend's car in our street. That didn't end as good as we thought it was going to end. And our mums had let him in my house. The Reverend was sitting in my house. Thanks, Mum. I'm joking. Yeah, so basically we got a telling off of the Reverend. Yeah, he told us that our future wouldn't look very good if we continued to prank call people. At this point Daisy had fell away from Christianity, but I hadn't. I was still very much church going Methodist at this point. And yeah, he said that, like, you know, like as a Christian I should know better. But I was like, well, it's only a joke though, like, Reverend, it's only a joke, like, take a joke. But he's not really a jokey type of person. No, yeah, that didn't end well, because if just tips, if you're ever going to prank call your reverend, priest, minister, whatever, make sure that they don't have a car, and that they like live further than 5 minutes away from you, like in a car. Like, he like lives like 5 minutes in a car, and like he's there in 5 minutes. That's how he was at our house. But like, really coming out in an evening just to tell it off, oh my goodness. Yeah, I wonder if he remembers that. He just might. Story number 2. So right, number 2 goes back to another story to do with when I was a teenager. How old was I at this point? I think at this stage, again, I'm definitely wanting to say 14 again. I think 14 must have been me bad yet. I'm joking. So another friend of mine, I'm going to call her Rose, we were at church. It was a small church we used to go to, a small Methodist church. Yeah, actually I should say all these stories turn back from when I was Methodist, because like when I was 14 I was Methodist. Well, like from baby to like 17. Okay, where was I? We were at church, and we quite often used to be in the vestry, because it was a really quiet place away from the others in the church. Easy place to hide, easy place to chill, good place to watch a film. That's not what we should have been doing at church, we all know that, but that's what we ended up doing quite a lot of the time, as long as the minister wasn't actually going to be at church on that week, because quite often the minister would only come once a month to church because he had like several churches and he would come once a month. It's different in the Methodist church. Whole nother video, whole nother story, but probably not going to make a video about it, but it's a whole nother story to compare to Catholicism. Yeah, you don't really get to see the minister much. Maybe you'll see him on a monthly basis if you're lucky. Quite often we did see him on a monthly basis, but yeah. We were just in the vestry. Yeah, we always chilled in the vestry as long as the minister wasn't going to be there, because they don't think the minister would be super chill that he knew that we're hanging out in his vestry. So me and Walls have the key to the vestry, as we always had the key to the vestry. Like, why would we not? We could lock ourselves in then if we had the key. How were we trusted with a key? I don't know, and this comes down to trusting teenagers with a vestry key. You don't trust teenagers with a vestry key, because lo and behold, we lost that vestry key out of the window, because there was a window in the vestry and we had the key near the window, and it just went boom out the window. We went outside, hunted in the grass, hunted all outside. We could not find the vestry key anywhere, like anywhere. And me and Rose were like, we're gonna be in a lot of trouble, like a lot of trouble. We never found that vestry key, and I don't even know if it got found to this day, but no bother, because there's several cuts of that key anyway, several copies of the key, so don't need to worry too much. Our parents really were not happy. Yeah, no, we got into a fair bit of trouble with our parents. They're like, well, okay. Yeah, I do wonder to this day if the minister knew who lost one of his keys to the vestry, and I wonder if he knew that was me and Rose or not. Yeah, a lot used to go on in that vestry. It used to be fun. Yeah, we used to prank call from that vestry as well. One day the phone rang though, and that was spooky. Yeah, like, if you're gonna ever have a key to a vestry or hang out in a vestry, don't lose it. That would be my top tip, and probably don't even sit around and play in it. You should actually be in the service. Story number 3. So this story involves me and Wolf again at church. The Reverend I spoke about earlier brung his youth group to our church one Sunday so we could like connect as a youth group. Me and Rose weren't really keen on that idea. We weren't too sure what we're going to gain from this, so we were quite just not up for it, to be honest. So I just thought, nah, this isn't going to be good, so I decided not to actually join them in doing the youth stuff. We decided to stay outside because we didn't have access to the vestry that week, because the minister was in the church. So we were outside. A window happened to be open where the youth group were, so we just took like big shreds of like grass and just started throwing them through the window. And yeah, that very same reverend who told me and Daisy off obviously had his youth group there this week, and he come outside and brung me and was inside to the church, and we got a good telling off him. He really likes to tell you off if you're not behaving. This were his exact words. I'll just never forget these exact words he had. Was stood here in front of him. Now, girls, you are 2 good Christian girls. Yous should know better. Yous are the future of this church. What are people going to think when you are throwing blades of grass through a church window? We couldn't help but laugh. I still think it's so funny. I wonder what that reverend now thinks, that we ain't the future of the Methodist Church, because me and Rose have both moved on to better things. we both become Catholic. Yeah, so there were just 3 funny stories that I've just been thinking about recently. They really do make me laugh still. I had probably quite a bit of too much fun getting into a little bit of trouble in my teenage years. Not like massive trouble, but tend to get myself into sticky situations with that particular reverend. He was retired as well. It was even worse, I think, but that's how I got into more trouble probably, because the actual minister, like, we never got into any trouble off him whatsoever, because I remember Megan was asking him if we could run around the church, inside the church, and he's like, yeah, just be careful girls, like, just don't fall over or have an accident. My parents weren't really that happy with that. They're like, what? Like, I don't know, like, I just, well, we did it anyways. We used to jump off of the sanctuary. Yeah, that was dangerous as well. Yeah, we've done a lot of funny stuff. But now we're both Catholic and having an even better time. We're actually reverent now in worship. We actually love church now. I think at that point, I think me and Rose must have been really, really bored people and not understanding it and just not enjoying it. And I think as a Catholic, I can enjoy church a lot more. And maybe I would have behaved a bit better in my youth if I had have had the support of the Catholic Church and not the support of the Methodist Church. Yeah, so guys, please do like, share and subscribe. God bless and stay safe as always. Bye.